Hello everybody, today you're going to get 5 trout fishing tips and tricks from me. And before we get into the video, I just want to get a little bit of background. So I filmed this video last fall, in the beginning of October. Kind of been sitting on it, but these are 5 tips that I think are definitely going to help you guys catch more fish. Might be some of the ones that are kind of obvious in the ones you've heard before, but this is kind of 5 things that I thought off the top of my head really fast that would help somebody who doesn't know too much about trout fishing to help them along the way a little bit. So here is the video. I hope you guys enjoy it, and here we go.
We're going to start with a tip right away, and it's going to be when you're trout fishing, always walk upstream. Let the water flow down towards you. For one of many reasons, the trout will be facing upstream, and if you're in some shallower water, some clearer water, you're not going to spook the fish as much because they're facing upstream, the opposite way you're coming from. Another reason is that that's naturally how trout feed, is with their food coming downstream to them. So when you're bringing your bait down with the current, it's a lot more natural presentation. You're definitely going to get more strikes and more hookups. So that is tip number 1. We're gonna go to tip number 2 right away. And tip number 2 is types of structure to fish and target cast to when you're trout fishing. So if you look right ahead here, we got a little bit of rapids on the side here where the current comes, and you can see there's a little bit of current hitting slack water, which causes a current break. That up there is called riffle. And trout will sit on the downside of these riffles in these little current breaks, and they'll sit and wait and they'll ambush food. So they pretty much don't work at all for their food. It comes right to them. So types of structures like this, where you see current coming into slack water, coming over a waterfall, anything where current can cause a little bit of a deeper pool and some current breaks for these trout to sit in, feed. That's the kind of stuff you want to look for. Here we go. Finally got one out of there. Another nicer brown. It's actually pretty big. I would say probably 16. Oh, finally I got one out of that hole. I knew I was going to eventually. But here we go, buddy. Let's get you back. There he goes. This right here is another really good example of where it kind of comes from a waterfall down around a corner here, makes a little bend, and there's it hits the slack one on the top of the bend and creates a little current break. And that's where I caught a trout right in that spot just now. But spots like this, you know, is kind of what you're looking for. Tip number 3 for me is, if you get to some spots, you know, where it's really shallow, really clear like this, and you're spooking a lot of fish, try casting from your knees. You're gonna be lower to the ground, and you're gonna just cause less commotion, and that's kind of what you're hoping for, to not spook these fish, because these things are very, very spooky. But I want to catch these things so bad. I think the only way to do that is to fish from my knees on some spots, like I've done before. Oh, I just got hammered 3 times and I missed all of them. But here's a good example. It's really shallow here and this water is really clear, and I can see these fish up here and they can't see me yet. Nice, absolutely smoked it. Saw that fish go underneath there. Cast that side of the bank once before. I saw him go underneath the other side of the bank. Casted to that side. Absolutely hammering it. Come here, buddy. Just a chunker. Probably close to 16. Oh, strong guy. All right, he wants to go back. There he goes. There he is. Back to where he was right before. Let's go. So the 4th tip here is called a loop knot. So if you see on that jig head there, there's a loop around it. Well, what it does is it lets that bait swing freely in the water, and it looks much more natural. Now if you're using like a Rapala or a spinner, I don't think the loop knot would be your best decision. But if you're moving baits like this, plastics, I mean, even hook on a worm, this is the way I would go, is that loop knot right there. And I'll cut to a scene here quick so you can see in the water. This little streamer I tied here works with this loop knot. There we go. Nice trout. Nice one. Here we go, buddy. Come on, over here. Another decent brown. Got that absolutely swallowed. All right, buddy. Let's get you back. See you. So the fifth and final tip is going to be color selection. These are the jigs I tie here myself, and you can see kind of the colors I got going: white, olive, tan, and then kind of like a ruby copper color. If you look on the other side, it's pretty much the same deal: black, white, olive. If you don't tie your own flies, you use like Rapalas and stuff. These are stuck together, but you can see the colors: black and yellow, smelt, which is it's called, just a really natural color. My favorite color, Panther Martin right here, is the black and gold. And another good spinner is the Fox Blue Flash, and just another super natural color. These natural earth tones, kind of like the off-earth tones and stuff, the more natural colors are going to work better. You don't want to be using your oranges and your chartreuses as much. Sometimes they're going to help you out, sometimes they're going to work. I'm not saying don't use them at all, but most of the time when I'm trout fishing, I'm going for those off-earth tones, kind of the blacks, the whites, stuff like that. And I've noticed that's helped me catch a lot of fish.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you guys learned something. Like I said, probably the 5 things that I thought of off the top of my head that would help somebody who's either just getting into trout fishing or wants to learn more. Trout fishing's awesome. Encourage everybody to do it. Try to get out there and try new streams, try new baits. It's awesome. It's really amazing. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys learned something, and thanks for watching.